Live.
Yeah, here we are. Hey, y'all. Hey, what's up? What's
What's happening,
up?
everybody?
Shalom, family.
Long time no see.
Long time no see. Hope everybody's doing well. It's been a long time, y'all. Feel
Oh
like we
yeah.
got some explaining to do.
Oh yeah.
No, same old, y'all. Still getting adjusted to everything, and just taking care of our babies. Of course, you guys know we just had a new baby Levi, about 3 months ago. 3 months ago today. 3 months ago today. So,
Really?
yeah, because you know
Oh
how the
yeah.
schedule is
You're right.
all messed up
Yeah.
or the calendar.
Let's
So,
count the days.
a lot of preparation has to go into us coming on.
It reminds me of you ever. I don't know if y'all ever seen those cooking shows, but in the last 5 seconds, they're like showing clips of them putting stuff together. You know, 9 times out of 10, they're already done. But to add the dramatic effect, they're all like scrambling, getting their food plated and everything, and that's
Yeah,
kind of how it is. Just getting everybody situated and in the bed, rested,
yeah.
supervised.
Yep. So our babies are now napping. So this is prime time. So we're like, okay, might have like an hour to fit something in real quick, real swift like. So we just definitely wanted to come on and talk to you guys about some dreams that we've had as of late. Just how some of the things that are going on. Of course, we have some events that are coming up on us, and we're like, okay, we got to get on. We got to talk to the fam, and just kind of I guess bounce some ideas off of you guys, and
Hmm.
just share perspectives from our perspective, and just come on and fellowship real quick, real swift like. So shalom to everybody in the building
Shalom,
right now,
shalom.
and everybody that will come. And I saw a sister up top. She was like, my husband, Ashley. Yeah, she was like, we were wondering where y'all was at. Yeah. Look,
Yeah,
sometimes through the day, the day to day, we're wondering where we are too. A lot going on, a lot going on.
just in
But
the midst of a large transition, and we're
hmm
finally settling in,
yeah, yeah,
pretty
feeling
much.
feeling more settled, feeling more settled. Just still, you know, feeling like we're running a race, on a daily basis. Six children, y'all. So, but we wanted to talk about a couple of dreams that we have had. One dream I want to talk about is something that I believe I might have mentioned this before.
Did you mention this
Maybe
earlier?
I did.
Okay, you
Um,
you got it.
yeah, I
You got it
yes,
down.
yes.
Okay, I was just
Yep,
wondering.
yep, I did. I was thinking like, did I? Yeah. So a couple of dreams that we've had, but this one particular dream I had in 2018, and I wasn't sure what it meant at the time because I was asleep. We were like deep into Eurocentric Christianity. Um,
Eschatology.
we were, yeah, eschatology, yes. And we were looking for the rapture, like nobody's business, pre-trib.
Hmm.
I shared with you guys a long time ago that maybe toward the beginning of making the channel that I was really, really interested, really big on eschatology. So I spent a lot of time, studying the signs and dates of this and that, and I'd write things down and just try to pinpoint when I thought, if I could ever figure it out, when I thought we would might, the rapture might happen or what was going to transpire. And so I was really big on that. I just was looking at things obviously in the wrong way because we were in Eurocentric Christianity. So um, the Most High was still giving me dreams at that time, even though I didn't understand. And I believe this because the Most High knows that eventually you will get it. Even if He gives you a dream when you're asleep, when you wake up, you're gonna be like, "Oh, that's what that was." Um, so at the time, it was 2018, I believe, top of 2018. Still asleep. We didn't wake up until 2020, top of 2020. But so had a dream, okay. And so this dream, um, basically, to give you some background, DJ and I, well, DJ was getting ready to get up for work. And this was real life. So this happened. So DJ got up for work. It was early, early in the morning. I say probably if you had to be there about, was it Shepherd? Maybe 7?
It was Shepherd. Then I left at around 5:30,
Okay. 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 So he had gotten up super
or
early.
got up at 5:30.
Okay. Okay. Around 5:30 then
Yeah.
he got up, and he got up at 5:30 and he got dressed and everything. And he said, okay, see you later. Gave me a kiss. And it was dark outside still, obviously. And he left. Right. So left for work. So I fell back asleep, went to sleep. I was in the bed when he said bye. And so I fell back asleep. And when I fell back asleep in my dream, I woke up, and we had this huge window that was right above our bed, in the apartment that we were living in. Huge window. And in my dream, I woke up. And when I woke up, I lifted my head up and I looked out the window. And when I looked out the window, I like my socks got blown off, because when I looked out the window, I saw 4 moons in the middle of the sky. It was like two here, and they were connected by arms like this. And I have a picture I drew. I'm not an artist, but I did draw it, and I'm gonna pull it up. But it was 4 moons in the middle of the sky, boom, boom, and they were connected by arms. Like, so the top left moon was connected to the bottom right moon, and then the bottom or the top right was connected to the bottom left. And so these 4 moons are in the middle of the sky. And then on either side of the moons, slanted, there is a ripple effect of eclipse suns, like a ripple effect, right? And when I seen it, I was like, oh, snap. So I got up, I jumped up out of the bed. And like I said at the time, I believed in the rapture. So I'm like, oh my goodness, is the rapture getting ready to happen? I don't know. So I run in the next room, in the room next, and I checked. I felt for my children to see if they were still there. Like, okay, I'm feeling around in the dark. Like, okay, the daughter's there. Okay, so I was, okay, they're there. And so I went into once I figured out they were still there. I went into the living room, and when I went to it, we had another big window in the living room. And when I looked out the living room window, it's boom, it's right there in front of my face. The four moons, and then the ripple effect of eclipse suns. Like, you know how it starts out like full sun, then it's a little dark, then it's a little darker, then it's a little darker, then it's
So
eclipse.
basically, the phases of the
The
moon and the
phases
sun.
of the sun. Yep, the phases of an eclipse sun were on.
Phases of the Christmas tree.
And so I'm looking out. I see it right in the living room window, and I'm like, oh my goodness! And then next thing you know, as fast as I could blink, it was up against the window, right, straight up against the window, and it was so big that instead of seeing the 4 moons and everything, all I could see make out was like a portion of one moon. But when it came closer and it was up against the window, I saw that it was not a moon at all. This is gonna sound crazy, y'all, but it was some kind of mechanical thing. And the arm, remember how I said that the arms were connected to it? The arm, it had bolts on the arm where it was connected to what I thought was the moon. It wasn't. It was some type of object. I don't know. And I'm looking at it, and then all of a sudden, the inside of this object, this circular object with this metal bar, it turned red. The inside of it turned red, and then when it turned red, I heard a high pitch like bing, like that. It was bing, and then I like went down, thinking like, oh, I'm about to get raptured, and then I woke up. And when I woke up, it flipped me out. It freaked me out so bad. Like, I was crying. I was repenting. I'm sorry. Anything I ever done, I'm so sorry, because it freaked me out so much. And so I oh, it's glad. I'm sorry. I'm reading. Um, sorry. Yeah, it sounded fake initially. Yeah. So I want to show you guys this picture real quick, so that you can see, just get a more of a visual of what I saw. Let me see here. Okay, so hopefully you guys could see this, but this is what it looked like. Okay, so it was the moons in the middle, just like that, like 2 bars, and then it had the suns, the phases from left to right. And so, oh, spaghetti-o. Did I do it? Okay. And so that's what I saw. And when I woke up, I could not figure out what in the world was that about. Why? And even still to this day, I'm wondering why. I think, y'all, I don't know if they're going to try to Project Blue Beam us or something like that. I'm not sure. But what I saw, it was a thing. It wasn't moons. You know what I mean? I thought it was far off, but the Most High brought it close to the window so I could see it. And when I saw it, it was mechanical. You know. it was a machine, it was a thing, so if you guys have any ideas as to what you might think that was, let me know. But the fact that the eclipsed suns, or the rather the phases of the eclipsed suns on either side um, of these moons, I knew it had to do with an eclipse, right? And so we had just had that one in 2017, and then I'm like, okay, now I'm like, okay, does this have to do with the one that's coming up in 2024? Are they going to, let me see, Dragon Country supposedly created a false sun? Yes, they did.
They did.
They absolutely
They did,
did.
and there was bacon under that thing too.
But I will say that the suns, the phases of the eclipse, those were real. That was real. I saw it and I knew, like, okay, that's an eclipse. That's a solar eclipse. But the ones in the middle, that was what was fake. That's what was not really a moon until it was brought closer. So I felt like I really needed to come on and share that, because I don't know, with all the preparation that's happening with the fact that you got the nuclear biochemist folk going to be in Oklahoma, and they're talking about the possible biological, some type of biological warfare situation happening, and all that, or whatever the case. um, I felt like I needed to come on and share that, because I really, truly, honestly believe personally, and I know DJ does as well, that something's getting ready to happen. We can all feel it and we can all see it. So I wanted to share that dream specifically, and DJ had um, some things that he wanted to share as well.
Yeah, well, one particular dream um, must have been like maybe a week ago, maybe actually a couple of weeks ago. And I think about it,
Yeah,
because time is going by so fast. So in this dream, I'll try to be as quick as possible with it. In this dream, we were living in a house. It wasn't our house, but it was a house nonetheless. Um, and while we were in this house, me and my family, there just so happened to be um, agent-looking figures, mostly men. Um, in the dream, I knew there were some sort of agents, whether FBI, CIA, some agents that were there to specifically to contain something. Right? They were in a section of the house. In a section of the house, they were trying to contain something. Um, so naturally, I believe we left. We left the house, and then we ended up coming back. And when we came back, I can see what they were trying to contain, like down the hallway, and it looked like some sort of biomechanical tentacles coming out of the door, and the agents were trying to keep that door closed. Um, so for some reason, that didn't alarm me as much as when I looked under this couch, this gray couch, looked like a hotel couch. And I took the bottom piece out of it to see what was in the bottom. Don't know why I did that, but I took it out and I looked down on the floor under the couch, and that's when I seen some type of like spherical black liquid parasite looking things. Um, and they were joined together like in spheres. Um, they were different shapes and they were moving. So that caused me to start, picking up babies off beds and telling my wife we got to go. We need to leave because it's not safe. Um, and I don't exactly know what I was being shown, but we know that I nationalize everything sometimes when I dream, so it makes me feel like there's something in this country that is going to make us have that same reaction. Be like, yo, we got to go if we're not already having that same reaction. I think that was just the Most High showing me that there is something happening um, that will deem this place unfit to even live. And that's what I gathered from that. Not to mention whatever was coming out of that other room and down the hallway. Um, the agents weren't being successful in their attempts to contain them. So um, that's a lot to unpack just there.
Hmm.
And I've been trying to break it down one thing at a time, but I'm not exactly sure what that could be either. Um, but I just wanted to make sure I put that out there too, just in case anybody has any kind of insight to that. Basically, it was like an infestation happening in the house of some type of um, I don't know, some sort of like it reminded
Can you
me of
say
like
like black glue? Black goo.
the black goo, yeah. That's what it made me think of. Um, and I'm not gonna go into all the elements and things like that, but
Yeah, I think in
it means something. Yeah, that's a great interpretation or possible interpretation because remember what
yeah.
remember what Olivia said.
Yep, Men in Black. Yep. Yes, our
Yes,
daughter. Before we forget, our oldest daughter, um, Olivia. She's 13, and she
let's not shake the table.
oh, I'm sorry. She was about I think it was probably about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago. I'm so terrible with time frames because so much is happening so fast. But I was at work and I came home, and I was talking to Essential Growth. Shout out to Essential Growth. What's up, girl?
Peace, peace, peace.
But anyways, so and she came in the kitchen and she was like, when I was folding clothes earlier, our daughter said, when I was folding clothes earlier, I heard Trojan horse. And I said, Trojan horse? And she was like, yeah. And so she said she decided to look it up. And she brought her tablet out and showed me that she looked up Trojan horse because she wasn't 100% sure what it meant. Like she was familiar, she heard the phrase before and knew it had something to do with battle, but she didn't know, the full spectrum of what Trojan horse meant. And
Mm-hmm.
so she said she was folding clothes and heard Trojan horse. She was like, that was weird. She kept folding clothes and she was like, okay, I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah,
So
and the thing about that is, um, as I was thinking about these things, I thought about that
as you were thinking about
all
the
the immigration,
oh, okay,
the
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
and other things. So when she said it, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, she's incredibly smart, and I'm glad that she actually looked it up and
Mm-hmm.
brought that to our attention because I was just thinking about that
Yeah, yeah,
at the time.
absolutely. I totally think that that's. I mean, it's pretty. Pretty much a no brainer. What's going on with them bringing on flooding these people into this country like this? Like, if anybody thinks that um, this place is going to recover, you got to be out of your mind. Because it's. I mean, it's so done. It's like you ever see a steak? You ever see one of those memes where like a steak look like a shoe? Like it's super well done. You know what I mean? It's over. So um, we just have a strong sense in our spirit to like reel it in. Like it's okay. It's time to reel it in. Make sure you got what you need. Make sure that you don't have to go outside for any type of situation. Come time for this eclipse, we have Hebrews that Israelites that think nothing's going to happen, and we have Gentiles especially that think nothing's going to happen. But those of us that are really in tune with the Holy Spirit, really really in communication and relationship with the Most High, we can feel He's alerting us that something is getting ready to occur. We know all of the things that surround this eclipse. We know the fact that it's going through cities named Nineveh. We know the fact that it crosses the Exodus. It crosses in Little Egypt. We know it's all significant, and it's their judgment and our deliverance. Sorry, sweetheart.
Hmm.
And it's not a warning. Christians love to say, "Oh, it's just a warning. We're in the end times. It's just a warning," and they go about their lives. It'll never, nothing will ever occur in our lifetime. That is ridiculous. This is more than a warning. I would have said the first one that happened in 2017. That was the warning. You better repent. You better get it together. You
Because
better,
just 3
because
years later, things have never been the
yes,
same
yep,
and will never be the same.
yep,
And I just real quick, just want to encourage our family, our brothers and sisters out here, um, trying to say something, um, and being met with normalcy bias,
mm-hmm.
normalcy bias. Um, People who believe everything's just going to go back to normal, and quite frankly, I'm not sure how anyone can have a normalcy bias. As a matter of fact, as things changed, the change became the norm. So
Yes.
I don't even know what people are waiting on anymore. But when you're met with people with normalcy bias, have patience, understanding that there's a large chance that they're not educated on the subject that we're trying to speak to them, and they just fall back on whatever's more comfortable for them.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep your mind, keep your faith. Don't get discouraged with these people, because
Mm-hmm.
um, nine out of not even 9 out of 10 people, because that's a lot of people still, that would assume knows what's happening.
They don't.
But even with the advent of all these social media platforms and things like that, people are still believing. Uh, People are still believing the narrative that's on our daily news, and even that has gone south.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even their warning of this, that, and the third. You can just go on the internet,
Yeah.
and any regular news article, the first three results you see, it's not the mainstream media. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people are going to lean back on that, and just don't be discouraged by it.
And I also think that people don't want things to change. And so sometimes when you bring things to people's attention, they're like, "Oh, no, no, it's because change scares them. They don't want things to change for them. They don't want their environment to change. And also that, when it comes to like what it says in Revelation about Mystery Babylon, how she thinks that nothing will ever happen to her. She sits as a queen, and she's no widow, and she shall see no sorrow. And you know, it's a mindset of this could never happen to us, and even if it could, it won't.
Right.
And or we just don't want anything to change, but it's already changed.
It's already changed. It's straight delusion
Yeah,
to
it
think
is.
that things are going to somehow pan out in the favor of who this nation and world has been favorable towards.
Yeah,
Things are changing, and that's it.
yeah.
And yeah, I just I made a post. And some people think that nothing's gonna happen, and listen, I don't want nobody to get hurt. I don't want no lives lost. But these the National Guard,
Yeah, being dispersed.
FEMA,
Yeah.
they are telegraphing. They
Yep.
are telegraphing. Basically showing you what they're going to do before they
Yep.
do it.
Yep.
And,
Absolutely.
something
Absolutely.
you should never do in combat.
Right.
So they're not even combating with us. They're just telling us what they're preparing for,
Oh, absolutely.
what they're
100%.
planning on doing. This has nothing to do with me thinking something's going to happen.
Mm-mm.
They are already saying that something's going to happen.
Right. Why would they
They're
tell
saying
you?
it, not me. I don't know
Well,
why are these people planning on being in the path of the eclipse?
yes. Yes, they are talking about releasing balloons in the air, and we're going to show that.
Yeah,
Hopefully, it
show that
plays.
JTT.
But yeah, talking about how they released bacteria in the air with balloons the last eclipse, and then they're going to release balloons in the air to track something during the eclipse, but not to be worried about it. No, they. But at the same time, you have biochemists, folk that are going to be, in the area, and so on and so forth. Like he said, the National Guard, they're telling you to prepare food. And listen, the last eclipse that happened in 2017, I remember it. I saw it with my own two eyes, and it was one of the scariest things I ever seen with my own two eyes in real time. It was crazy. It was crazy. I
Did
never
did
seen something move across the sky so fast. It was like Yahuwah is real. You know what I mean? Like it was something else. But there was no preparation. Not a
nothing at
closure,
all.
not a prepare with food and water and gas, not a people traveled for that. It was on the news. It was like, hey, people are going to be partying during this
Hmm.
2017 eclipse, and people are traveling here and there and so on and so forth, and it was a big thing. But there were no warnings, there were no highway patrolmen
School
going to
closures.
be out, school closures, government building closures. There was no, hey, we're going to put something in the air. Don't be alarmed. There was none of that.
Warning that hospitals are going to be
Yes,
overstaffed,
yes. Over. They
overran with.
said, hospitals and first responders are going to be strained during the eclipse. So you're trying to tell me what 4.5 5 minutes during an eclipse is going to cause hospitals and first responders to be strained?
Cell
What
disruptions during
Yeah,
the eclipse.
cellular disruptions. I could have called anybody last time there was that solar eclipse. The first time it came across, what are you talking about? Why are you saying that there's going to be cellular disruptions, that there may be internet disruptions, that there may be
They're relying on our short term memory or
yes, they
something.
are. Yes, they are. What do first responders and hospitals have to do with an eclipse? What does that have? Why would they be strained? That's strange.
Yeah,
And it
that's
reminds me of when Sister Shauna, shout out to Sister Shauna, she shared her dreams, and there was some type of biological situation. I believe it was a plague of
boils,
like
like
boils or
boils.
something like that that occurred, and another sister had the same dream, which prompted Ashana to share her dream. And so when I think about how they have these nuclear folks
Folks, yeah.
that are going to be housed in Oklahoma during that time and stuff. I'm like, and they're releasing balloons in the air like they did last time. Like, okay, and you notice that also during the Chinese balloon situation, they were saying,
Hmm.
oh, well, they could potentially cause an EMP, or they could potentially release something into the air, right? They were saying that when these balloons were popping up. Mind you, another one just popped up. And then also, side note, monoliths are popping up again.
Hmm.
But that's a
It's a
whole nother
psyop.
situation. Yeah, it
That's a
is.
that's
Yeah, yeah,
that's just that is some sort of elitist communication, toward each other, and something just to freak out the general public and make them look one direction while they're doing something,
right.
with their
Absolutely.
other hand.
Absolutely. Is that what they call a bait? Is that a bait
That's
and
a
switch?
sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. And Lorraine, yeah, exactly. This was a regular work day for her. It was a regular
Hmm.
day for everyone else. No
Yeah,
one, not a peep.
I went to class that day.
Yep, not a peep, not a sound. I just remember looking outside and seeing it, and it was like, whoa, that's scary.
Oh,
And then,
it was frightening.
yeah,
It
it
was
was, it
frightening
was.
because like 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 Brandy said, I'd never seen a body of light move across the sky that fast. It looked like it was time lapsed, basically.
Yes, yes, it did. It did look time lapse. It looked like and then on top of that, we got the moon, right? Now we know the phases go from left to right, right, left. Obviously, I'm sure
That's
that
what
you
I've heard.
guys have heard that and seen that the moon is going this way as far as
The
the
phases, so
phasing.
it's like
It's
it's
at the bottom.
starting from the bottom to the top
Yes, y'all.
for some reason.
The Most High is communicating on this. This is not a drill.
Shake
I'm
a tail.
sorry, I keep doing that.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. This is not a drill. Not a drill at all. This is not a drill. And the Most High, He is. I don't know about y'all. Let us know in the chat if the Most High is speaking to you guys about this, or anything. But it seems like the Most High, He keeps speaking, 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 and it's. He's saying the same thing, and it's urgent. For
Yes, yes,
us
yes.
personally, it's been, well, for me at least, it's been about flying away, flying away, flying away. Revelation 12, over and over again. Um, and other scenarios where it's just about us getting ready, him getting ready to get us on up out of here. And so he is not something just landed.
Oh, so you're good. No, you're good. It's just stuff from the trees. You're good.
He is. This is our time, y'all. This is our time. You can feel it and you know it. This is our time. This, like I keep saying, this is not a drill. This is for real. So again, all this preparation for what? And if people say, "Oh, nothing's going to happen that day," okay, you underestimate the Most High. You underestimate Him.
Hmm.
Okay, because and even if something don't happen that day, which I wholeheartedly believe it will. I
Well, think
wholeheartedly
about
believe it
this.
will. The
Think about
next
this.
day.
The first eclipse, right?
Hmm.
Look at the time period between 2017 and 2024. Now, 2017, 2018 were the last, 2019 even were the last real normal years, in my opinion. But after that, time just went so fast
Hmm.
and changed so much, um, that to look at that bulk of time, 2017 to 2024, and say that this eclipse is not significant, that would basically be ignoring um, all these things that have, all these societal changes um, that have been happening. It would just be denying it. So if it's not significant, look at the time period between the two.
Hmm.
Things have changed and never going back to normal.
It's been an incredible change, a fast change, and also not only with the events that have occurred, but also time itself. I find myself feel like I'm racing the clock. When I get up in the morning, the race starts. By the time you blink two times, one, two, is it's noon. You
Mm-hmm.
blink another two times, it's 4:30. And let us know if you're experiencing that. And it's good to see you too. Good to see all you guys. Thank you for coming and spend some time with us real quick.
Yes, yes.
But the time is going by so fast that I can't keep up. And it's almost becoming a little frustrating because it's like yesterday. I'm gonna be honest. Like yesterday, I had so much laundry to do. By the time I got done, accomplishing that, I'm like, man, like the half the day is over. You know what I'm saying? It's like I want to keep things done, and I'm, I'm I'm running. I'm chasing the clock. Or rather
Especially after this daylight savings time
oh yeah,
situation.
yeah, absolutely.
You know.
Yes, and it is. Yes, it is. And Justin, I wanted to say something about that. Okay, y'all. So I don't know if y'all remember me saying this, but I'm gonna repeat it. Okay, check this out. So in 2000, oh goodness, what was it? It was 2000.
17.
No, because we were on Chippewa, so it had to be at the top of
2019.
2019, 2020. Nope, it was 2020, because it was right before we woke up, right before top of the year 2020. Okay, I woke up to the New Year's Eve song in April. New Year's Eve
Oh, okay.
song.
Yeah,
Remember that?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, and so when I say the New Year's Eve song, I mean the song when the ball drops and they play the song. Oh my goodness, I can't say.
The New Year's Eve song.
Okay, so I woke up to that, and I know that I don't know if you guys experience. I'm sure you have, where the Most High will give you something as you're coming to. A lot of times, I personally believe it's because that's where we're the most quiet. And he just dropped something in your spirit real quick. But um,
Keep going.
but yeah, so I woke up to the New Year's Eve song in April. So 2020, it's April, New Year's Eve song. I'm like, okay, well the New Year just passed, and so what's gonna happen January 1st, 2021? Nothing happened. January 1st of 2022, nothing happened. Then I started to go. He gave it to me in April. Okay, so then we're looking. So maybe he's talking about our new year. Yes, yes, yes. And that song, it means for all old time's sake. Two friends get together and they have a drink and they reminisce over, what happened and everything. And I don't think the meaning of the song is as significant as the fact that he gave it to me in April, right? And so for a couple of years, I was nervous every time January 1st rolled around because I'm like, I know the Most High gave it to me. Something must go happen on our new year. Well, tell me why. Justin, thank you for bringing that out. Okay, I know that we're all on different calendars, so on and so forth. But according to the what is it, the spring equinox and the first new moon after the spring equinox, August 8th would be our New Year's Eve, right? August 9th would be our new year. And I know a lot of us are on different calendars, but according to the luminaries, that's when our new year would be, right? And so the fact that I said, maybe this is it. Maybe this is what we've been looking for, you know, because again, he gave it to me in April. Our New Year's is in April, so just
Don't
saying.
forget about the
Just
obedient.
wanted to give that thing. And yeah, that was the other dream I had. And it was at the time where I was still rapture watching, but in the dream I had all this, I had paper laid out, and I had all these like calculations and stuff written out and everything, just like I normally would when when I was studying eschatology back in the day. Had all this stuff written out, right? And I'm looking at all this stuff written out, and I looked up and I said, per my understanding, I said the rapture will happen when it's a beeb. That's what I said, right? And then there was someone there who was like, "Well, you always say it's gonna." And then I woke up, and so I didn't necessarily want to share that one because I don't want anyone thinking that we believe in the rapture. It was just per my understanding. You understand? That's what I said in the dream. But I had was every to me, I translated it as everything I've been looking for, calculate, looking for, is going to happen in Abib. And Abib is our new year, you know. And so just wanted to share that. But um,
Go show Brother
yes,
JW's
yes, we're going to show you
thing
guys real
because
quick.
he went off with that.
Brother, it was JWTV,
JWTV.
a little like a clip of a video that he just did in regards to this eclipse. And you guys may have seen it already, but hopefully it plays well. We shall see.
If not, we'll put the video in the description if
Yes,
you haven't already,
right,
just so
absolutely,
people can. I'm sure he'd appreciate if it was spread.
absolutely. All right, let's see here.
Went there in the beginning of the video. I showed you exactly what the meeting was. Also, I'm going to be talking about how hundreds of thousands of people, they're going to be biologically dispersed upon. This is the supposed scenario, which the military has been doing drills and all this stuff with CBRN, chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear. They're going to be in Oklahoma. Now, check this out. In 2017, you know how we're talking about right now, biological scenario? They put bacteria on the solar eclipse balloons. So, what is our potential area that these bacteria, the biological stuff could be coming from? Is definitely the balloons. And we found out information on our own to look into where will these balloons be released. And they have tracking technology on them as well. That's another thing he talked about with communications. He said during the communication, he said only during martial law will people not be able to communicate. They will have FEMA wanting to take over, and FEMA, he said, is dealing with all the training right now for law enforcement and everything else in the disaster scenarios. He said Starlink will be used for law enforcement, not for the public. So obviously Elon Musk is Starlinks, and he said they're going to be surveillance technology, and during the solar eclipse, they're going to be looking down at you anyway because they already have the balloons. They're going to float, and we're going to talk about where they're releasing that because now you people asked me in the last video, hey, well, where's it going to be released? How can we prepare for this? I got you. For real, this is going to be like if you can do the same thing you did in the last video, you can start sharing it out to family, start sharing it out to friends because we're against an evil, corrupt empire. And the only way we can basically avert the situation is if we get this information out and we continue to expand upon what we did. I mean, this is what I came to do. This is what the mission is. The statement is against the forces trying to weigh us down. And not only weigh us down, but weigh us down financially.
The Federal Reserve Bank of New York
Oh
Okay, sorry
no.
about that, y'all.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Did I remove it? Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, you guys.
Okay,
Is
I
it
think
still
if you
sharing?
tab in StreamYard, did you skip it?
I did. Is it still? Oh, we're gonna add it to the stage. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all.
Not only weigh us down, bring us down in the health system, bring down the spiritual system. But the information we have right now is so powerful when you get it out, just like you did last time. So next informational piece here. So going into this after all of that I just said, the biological scenarios, we want to go into this right now and what you can do about this and where is it releasing. Check this article out right here where they say, don't panic if you see balloons hovering over America's two upcoming solar eclipses. It's a project. NASA is a part of this project, which they're the ones who released the bacteria last time. This time, April 8th, 2024, solar eclipse. Some balloons will live stream video from the stratosphere 100,000 feet up to NASA Eclipse website using Insta360 cameras, while others will monitor for changes in the atmosphere 115,000 feet. They're monitoring for changes in the atmosphere during the eclipse, obviously because the effects of the eclipse, but also we don't know if they're going to release it again, release some bacterial, biological stuff from the balloons as well. This is right here, the nationwide eclipse ballooning project is where this is releasing. If you look on screen right now, we're going to tell you locations to release: Maine, Plymouth State University, Goddard Flight Space Center. Where is that at though? You look on the screen right now and you can see exactly where that's at. Most of this is like right in the area where the eclipse is going to be going, just like I told you already. So check this out. How can you prepare? How can you prepare and avert the biological scenario? Because people acting animalistic is just freaking wild. I told you they was talking about the zombie deer disease jumping to humans, Ebola. They're going to be tracking cell phones, and this is their intel on biological attack on the solar eclipse, right? They're not telling you who's going to do it. So they want to lock you in homes with a freaking dome, and these students here don't freaking know what they're getting themselves into. So like when you look at this and you see these students, this is all the balloons, this is the project, this is everywhere the balloons are going to be released. You now have insight on that. That was the 2017 eclipse, but you take that and then you flip it the other way, the way it's going now, and they then release it into the atmosphere. There's one thing we know of though that averts biological scenarios. So if you have somebody going out there and a lot of you say, hey, I'm just not going to do that, they're shutting down government buildings, they're shutting down schools, they're shutting down everything.
Alrighty. So basically, we just wanted to show you guys that as far as
Yeah,
the
if you haven't seen
balloons.
that video,
Yeah.
please we'll put actually, baby, you can put the link in the chat
Yeah.
toward the for that video. We'll put it in the description box.
Yeah. We'll put it in there
Uh,
toward the end. And that's okay.
Share it.
Yeah.
Um, like I said, telegraph.
Telegraphing. Yep. And we were having a conversation last night, DJ and I, and he was talking about how, like, if you were in a fight, and typically when you're fighting, you don't, if you're gonna punch someone, you don't rear back, and take your
Yeah,
time.
basically, all
Right.
the way back here.
Like slow motion. You don't
It's
telegraph. But what they're
as straight as possible.
right. um but they're telegraphing, they're letting you know. And it's almost like, and the funny thing is like we talked about, DJ and I talked about, if you were to go up to the average person and say, hey, were you aware of all the preparations that they're making for this eclipse? Or did you know that this is happening? That, and they'll be like, oh, I don't know. What are you talking about? Or I don't, tell me more, or not, But the point is that for those that are linked in, and that are watching, we see these things and we go, okay. But for the average citizen, they really don't know what's happening. Some people in awakening don't know what's happening, which is beyond me. But all that being said, um, this is, like I keep saying, this is not a drill. So um, there's one other dream that I wanted to share with you guys real quick that I had. It's been a long time since we've come on and really sat and talked to you guys, and so the dreams have been coming. A lot has been happening, but this must have been, mm, maybe with the horse, maybe probably I don't know, maybe a month and a
I
half
mean,
ago.
the horse that was in the sky.
Yeah,
Okay,
maybe a
it
month and
was
a
about a
half
month and
ago,
a half ago then.
something like that. Yep. I had a dream, y'all. Okay, so in this dream, I'm standing out. I'm on a balcony. It's nighttime. I'm on a balcony and I'm looking out at a body of water. and it's it's a typical body of water. It must have been an ocean, had to be one. Um, and I'm admiring this body of water and just thinking about how the Most High is so awesome because I'm just sitting on the balcony looking at this body of water, standing there rather, and then all of a sudden I look up in the sky and I see a horse, and it was a black horse, and it had a white figure. And I say figure because it didn't look human. It didn't. I couldn't make it out. But I see, as I'm admiring this body of water and just thinking about how awesome the Most High is to create such a thing, I see this horse, and it's going across the sky, right? And it's cloudy up in the sky at night, so like it must have ducked behind some clouds, and I'm watching it go right. And then as I don't know what happened, but I blinked, and when I blinked, instead of being on the balcony, I was behind. I was behind glass, we'll say, and at the same time that I was behind the glass, it dinked. It must have came around and dinked off the glass.
Stuff is always hitting windows in your
I
dreams.
know. I know. I
What in
don't
the
know what
world?
it is. But so yeah. So that was a dream. And then, some weird stuff happened after that. Um some really weird stuff. But the portion of the dream that I wanted to focus on is how that horse, I seen the horse in the sky. And now, of course, I went to Revelation and looked and so on and so forth. And this white figure that was on the horse. And I kid you not, I went from being outside to simultaneously I'm behind glass and it dinks off the glass. So from that, I picked up that whatever is coming, whatever it's famine or whatever the case, whatever happens, the Most High is going to keep me safe, keep us safe from it. Because again, I was outside, then I'm behind glass, and it couldn't hit me, couldn't touch me. So I just wanted to share that one. That was pretty. That wasn't as scary as the first dream I shared with the moons and the suns and everything.
But it's a lot to unpack.
But
Just in that
it is a
small,
lot to
small
unpack.
frame.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, it is a lot to unpack. So, yeah, y'all, we just wanted to say that. And also, I don't know if we were going to talk about the cell phone interruption. You remember a couple of weeks back when they had the whole thing. Facebook went down. Cellular companies had issues, so on and so forth. I don't know about y'all, but my internet for my house and for my phone has not been the same since. It has not been the same. I also saw it was either a brother or a sister, I can't remember which one, on Facebook that said that they were just in Carbondale, Little Egypt, and that the internet was down that day. And this was probably a day or two ago, but a couple of days ago, the internet was down out there. And so I don't know if anybody else has had any problems since the cellular interruptions, but I personally have. It has not been the same. It takes a long time for things to load. Sometimes the internet just it drops altogether, and then it comes back up.
Calls have been breaking up.
Yeah, calls have been breaking up. I text DJ was at the store earlier, and I sent him a text message, and he didn't get it. He didn't get it. Then he called me, and then he got it. You know what I mean? And so stuff like that. I think that personally, I think October 4th was a test run. And as far as sending out frequencies to do something, and yeah,
I saw a comment that I think rings true with yes. Let's see. So
yes,
I've always, me and Brandy, talk about this exactly, what can happen when a certain frequency is put out um, in the atmosphere and it reacts with people who took the lollipop.
mm-hmm.
Um, I was trying to break it down, and you can't use a controller or you can't use the controller for a remote control car unless it has some sort of reception
Mm-hmm.
device to
Mm-hmm.
receive the signal.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what it is, something to receive a signal
Mm-hmm.
um, in the people, um, even if it's they had no effects from it and it's Latin, right?
Yeah,
Latent.
latent. Yep.
Um, once you receive that signal, what's gonna happen?
Mm-hmm.
What and earlier in that video from JWTV, he was talking about people possibly acting animalistic
Yes.
after the eclipse.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Yes, he did say that people were going to be supposedly in this Homeland Security meeting that they just had, that they were discussing the fact that people might start acting animalistic the day after the eclipse happens. Also, he said during the eclipse that people might start seizing, right? And so they may send out some type of frequency, which y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, the Most High has been dreams at the dream. It's been a few months since we got on. I kid you not. All right, this is the last one. I said that was the last one. This is the last one. Check this out. It's two of them. Okay, so I had a dream. I don't know if any of you guys have zombie dreams, right? Any of you guys have had zombie dreams, but on in this particular dream is very short, right? I was on a bus and there was a Gentile man standing in front of me, and I knew he was getting ready to turn, right? He wasn't dead. It ain't no walking dead, night of the living dead type situation. No, he was standing in front of me on the bus. And I felt in my spirit he was getting ready to turn. And when he turned, his eyes went into snake eyes. And then I woke up, right? Okay, so snake eyes. Never seen anything like it. I've had zombie dreams, plenty of them, but this particular one, he turned right in front of me, and his eyes, snake eyes. Then shortly after that, I had a dream where there was a Gentile lady, white lady, older white lady, probably 45 ish, 50 ish, not older as in older than me. And so she's in an office. She's sitting in an office, in a desk, right? And I understood in the dream that this is the lady that administers shots, right? And so, or immunizations, right? Yeah. And so this lady, this Gentile lady, is sitting at this desk, and she's the shot lady. She's the and she stuck her arm out. When she stuck her arm out, it turned into a snake. I kid you not, turned into a snake, and she pulled it back and she apologized. Oh, I'm sorry, like I wasn't supposed to see that. You get what I'm saying? And then some stuff started coming out the wall behind her. I don't know what that was about, but and then I had looked up the fact that people were calling it a snake bite, but I didn't know that these viruses like HIV, AIDS, all this stuff, it stems from venom. They created them from venom, so it really is the snake bite. And so I just wanted to share that.
that was
Let that
wild.
be. Um, and yes, Justin, we actually posted a video on Facebook about the
Yeah.
fact. Yeah, we were riding down the street at night, and we're in Georgia, and they have purple lights up. They had one at the it was a college, right?
It was yes, it was a Georgia Tech facility.
Yes, in front of apartment buildings also. Like the entrance to apartment
And
buildings.
other parking lots like the one across from Aldi.
Yes, the one across from Aldi. What is that parking
I
lot?
don't know. I don't really know. I haven't been over there.
Okay, okay. So yes, they are
But
up.
it was like it wasn't just one in that parking lot. It was a parking lot full of them. Not sure why, but
Yeah,
yes, they have been popping up. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm telling you, y'all, the Most High is speaking like more than he's ever spoken, like consistently before, and it's and I do believe it's because it's our time. He's letting us know what's happening, what's going to happen. He's letting us know, like with that dream that DJ had with that infestation in the house, that we got to go. You know what I mean? And so he's going to make a way for all of us to leave. We know the scriptures. We know that none of us are left here. Even the rebels aren't even left here. They don't make it into the land, but they're not left here. We know that he's getting ready to make a way. And this eclipse, again, is more than a sign. It's not, oh, it's a sign, okay, go back to sleep. No, it's communication. This is time. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time for our light to shine, right? What does the scripture say? Darkness upon the land, gross darkness to people, but the glory shines on us, right? Gentiles come to the brightness of our rising. And so I honestly, we're spending this time. I got a checklist on my phone of things that we need to get before this thing happens, and then also making sure that our suitcases are at least halfway packed. And we have children. You understand? So 6 children. It's difficult to pack for 6 children, but we pack as much as we can. right? And then when the time comes, to make sure everything's, keep up with the laundry, keep up with everything. And when the time comes, you can take it out the drawer, throw it in the suitcase, zip it up, let's go. So just make sure you got your stuff in order. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. Okay.
Yeah, you can.
That stuff is getting nasty. Right on, JD. Yes, it is. It is. Um, so, is there anything that you would like to touch on, or did we touch on
I think
anything?
we got through everything that we were intending to.
And was that theory? Was that the only theory that you had in regards to the signal situation, or was there? Because I remember we
That
were
was a
talking
main one.
about
Yeah, exactly what I think. What do I think is going to happen? Well, definitely not nothing. Even if nothing happens,
something is in.
April 8th. I am strictly looking at what these organizations and these establishments, what they're preparing for, because this is the time period where we're starting to see physical evidence of things changing and occurring, and on a from the scriptures, and not just someone saying something's going to happen. We're looking, we're watching it live right now. We
Mm-hmm.
are seeing live changes right now, and
Mm-hmm.
um, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. Besides, frequencies being let out into the atmosphere that can trigger um, some type of abnormality in the people who took the snake bite.
Which will cause them to act animalistic, because if you hit somebody with a frequency and they have a receptor, like you're saying, there's no telling what could happen.
Who
There's no
knows?
telling what they might do.
I don't even think they've got it all down yet, but they know it's going to do something.
Yes.
And that's just my theory. It's don't forget, man. You remember people was putting forks and nickels and stuff
Yes.
on the point of
Yep.
injection. That's magnetic.
Yep. It
So
was sticking. Yep.
not to mention, um, there
Well,
being some sort of agent in there, some sort of
oh,
live
yeah. I forget what it was. We watched a documentary on it.
something. Anyway,
I don't know. Whatever's in them is alive. Whatever they injected them,
if I was if I
the
wanted
T
to,
virus.
oh yeah,
Okay, y'all.
okay, we're
So
gonna have to
so
hurry.
yeah,
Yeah, we're
I
gonna
know, I know. Okay,
wrap it up.
Resident Evil. Okay, I know. Back in the day, come on now, y'all played the video game, watched the movie, whatever movies plural, right? Resident Evil. The virus they had that turned them into zombies was called the T virus. Now what we found out is, and I'm sure you guys all
Yeah,
remember this,
yeah,
is that during COVID, in order to get the
yeah.
injection to
You
put,
mean
oh
whatever?
snap,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
you want to call it,
yeah.
during that stuff,
She
I
didn't mean
was
that.
like, I was like, why
She
he
didn't mean
coughing?
that.
He
You
okay?
two leave us alone,
Right.
please. We're not on enough
But
to get. Yeah.
during the situation that popped off in 2020, um, when they um, came up with the jab, they said that they had to figure out how to bypass your system, your defense system, because your defense system would reject the jab. And so what they did was they figured out how to
T cells.
bypass it, right?
T
They
cells.
got it in you, and what the jab does is it shuts down your T cells. Your T cells are the last form of
It's like the
defense
last form of defense
against what
against any sort of
virus or
yeah.
sickness or anything like that. So the jab,
It's like the SWAT team um,
yes, white team, that's good. Yeah,
of your
immune system,
a tactical unit of your
of your
immune
immune
system.
system.
Basically, is how it was explained.
So they were able to take this jab and administer it, get past your body's defense and shut down your T cells. So when you think about how Resident Evil called it the T virus, right? That's, I'm just saying.
I don't know, man.
I'm
What they
just
playing with us is what it
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Telegraph.
Yeah, peace and blessing. Ooh, sorry, peace and blessings. Yes, all is well. All is well. They are knocked out right now. I'm seeing 4 o'clock. Okay, we planning on taking them to the park in a little bit. But yeah, all that being said, y'all, we just wanted to share some dreams with y'all. Just let y'all know, like, when you feel like you're on alert, high alert like this, it's for a reason. The Most High is communicating with us, and just make sure that you got, people, if they out here telling you to have extra food and water, make sure you got extra
Yeah,
food
it
and
might be a
water.
good idea. I mean, because these we're in the midst of wicked people.
Mm-hmm.
Wicked people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's best to just to stay ahead of their tomfoolery.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And just look, hey y'all, we know and look, this is my opinion, and I really honestly don't care. Like if people are like, oh, she said, I don't care. I don't care. My opinion is that from what everything that the Most High is communicating with me personally and with us as a nation, with everything that's happening in this country, with what the Most High is doing with the with the moon, the moon facing upside or the wrong way, and this eclipse and all this being said, I think that this is the year of our deliverance. I'm gonna say it. I really, honestly, truly believe that this is the year that things kick off. I believe this is the year that we're born as a nation, and I believe this is the year that we get on up, and that the nations, whatever causes them to send the ships, is gonna. I believe it's gonna happen this year wholeheartedly 100%. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I truly honestly believe that that's what's being communicated, and that's just what it is, me personally. So
Things are going to be in a really compromising state here. Um, we're just continuing down the path of a point of no return in this country. So
before we go, sweetheart, please share, look,
what?
please share um, what your coworker, the dream that he came to you and said,
Oh,
Franklin.
okay. Well,
Because this is interesting. And this man, mind you, this man is not uh as far as he could tell, a believer in the Most High at all. No type of relationship, this, that, and the other. But
so basically, um, I think I was about to go on my lunch or something, and I was just letting Franklin know that I was gonna go on my lunch, and or something. No, maybe I just had to go up front.
yeah, you
Maybe
had
the
to go
line was on or
front.
something
Yeah,
like
and,
that.
and he was like, "Hey, I want to talk to
And
you."
and he, in the work environment, it's very fast paced. Like I can't talk to you more than like 10 seconds, like because there's customers that need to be checked out and things. So um, he said, "Man, I just had this dream," and I'm like, "Okay."
And what did he call it, sweetheart?
He called it a flu dream or some sort of dream that you just had when you had too much pizza or something crazy like
Yep,
that.
yep.
And he said he was at the basement of the facility that we work at, which there is no basement. But he said he was in the basement of the facility using a electronic pallet jack when all of a sudden it stopped working and the power went off. And I forgot what happened. Did he
He
get?
said he said there was he said all of a sudden there was an EMP. That's what he
Yeah,
said. It
he
was an
said it was something like
EMP.
an
The
EMP.
power went off, and he said his cell phone won't work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, why would okay? So if the Most High gave him that dream, why would I mean, who was it for? Because he thinks he's gonna chuck it up as nothing. But I thought it was weird because he just had to tell me that dream, and me and him weren't like best friends or something. It was, and it was not the timing that you need to tell me anything you dreamt about. It kind of felt like he had to tell me because it wasn't just for him.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it basically sounds like he's having a dream where things are all electronics are not working.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, that's the last uh, dream I'd like to share.
I know it's been so many. I'm like, share it all, share it all.
Probably a good idea to check
Yeah,
on.
yeah, we gotta check on them. But all right, y'all. Well, we just wanted to come on and say, hey, what's up? How you doing? Share some things, and just say, you know what, y'all. I think this is our time to shine. Yes, stuff is coming on this land, but it ain't nothing for us to be afraid of, and we know that. You know what I mean? This is for our deliverance. It's our time to rise and shine, and it's popping out here. And I truly believe that in the next 2 weeks, coming up in 2.5 weeks, we're gonna see some stuff. We're gonna see
Might see
some
some stuff.
stuff.
This is because
Okay,
this is not a drill, like you said.
not a drill,
This
not
is
a
not
drill at
a
all.
drill. So
Yep.
just keep your eyes peeled.
Jaden asked, did it feel like a confession?
It, I don't know. I don't know. It felt like a bad timed, conversation because things were picking up at work.
And he was calling it a flu dream. He
A
said, "I,"
flu dream,
because he was
yeah.
sick. He was like, "Well, I had a flu dream." Like, bro, that ain't a flu dream. That's a
I felt like maybe he just couldn't tell, or I don't know. I'm not exactly sure why, man. I'm not sure why. Besides it being something that I needed to hear, because I got more from it than he did.
mm-hmm.
He just continued his day like everything was cool, no second thought, you know. But for me, I'm like, hmm,
Right, right. He came
like I
home.
wonder. That sounds crazy, man.
Right, right. I was like, DJ came home and told me, I was like, yes, yes. Like, that's what I'm
I don't
talking
even know,
about.
man.
All
Oh,
right.
that's interesting.
Yeah, he making folks open their mouth. They don't even know what's going
I
on.
felt like a rock was crying out to me.
Right, right, right,
Okay, I duly noted for me. I got it. I received it.
right.
So yeah,
And here to answer your question, sis. To be quite honest, if there was a behind the scenes camera to show all that we had to do just to come on and sit with y'all for an hour. Oh my goodness. I kid you not. When I said, okay, we're gonna okay, we getting on at 3, okay. Boom, by 11 o'clock, it was preparation on down to the last few minutes. We like, okay, everybody in the bed, everybody in that, okay, everybody boom, boom, boom. All right, all right, all right. We get to sit down. And so all that being said, I would love to try to come on more. It's just honestly, it depends on um, time. It depends on what our schedule looks
yeah.
like. It depends on.
Especially
It's a
since
lot to balance.
both of us are sharing the workload.
Mhm.
Um, it's kind of hard to stick to a schedule
Yeah,
for us.
yeah,
Um,
but we will try
we well,
to come on and more.
like when we came on today, we thought we was gonna come on yesterday,
Yes.
last night, or yeah, last
Yep. Yep.
night. Like, oh well, maybe it's better if we, so I don't. It's hard to promise that we'll be on at any specific
Mhm.
day or time. Like we
Yeah.
might let you know, like maybe like 12 hours in advance, 12 to you
Mhm.
know 24.
Yeah.
Um, um, Hopefully it'll be more regular
Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
miss y'all. We think about you all a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
And I will say personally, I mentioned that we've there's been a lot going on in the community, and we've had the opportunity to watch, and I'll be like, yo, folks get on my nerves. Like, I can't believe, stuff like
we just
with
had
the
to fall back a little bit.
yeah, with the deity of Yahusha and stuff like. I'm like, are y'all kidding me right now? Like, stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, folks get on my nerves, but then I feel like, but I love my people, and I miss my people. I miss talking to people, and and just chopping it up. And so, all that being said, um, we will definitely try to come on at least and once a week and
Yeah,
say,
once a
hey,
week.
what's up?
Yeah, yeah,
Things are settling down more. It's still, we still have a lot going on, but things are settling down. We're feeling like we're getting more of a hand on things, even though sometimes it feels like we don't have time for things. You get what I'm saying? So we'll just do the best that we can. Uh, and yeah, we miss you guys, and hopefully one of these days we can get on and have some people on, and we can just chop it up,
yeah,
chop it up
absolutely.
like old times. 119, yay. Okay. But anywho, all right, y'all.
All right,
Anything
love
else?
y'all. No,
Okay.
no, it's just everybody. Just enjoy your day.
Enjoy your day.
Um, Stay positive and stay encouraged.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
think Yakova's coming on at 4:30
yeah,
our time. I can't see the clock, but yeah.
yeah.
So, all right, y'all. All right. Peace and blessings. Love y'all. Y'all take it easy, and we'll hopefully talk to you guys soon. All right.
All right, peace, y'all.